Hello and welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. I've got a great show today, and before we get started, I want to thank TV47 for allowing us this time to talk about things going on in the community as they relate to us at the library. And today, I've got Chief Adam Gardner, who is Fire Chief at the Sylacauga Fire Department. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Mandy, for having me.
Great. Well, we're going to talk about fire prevention week, month, in general, fire prevention. And before we get started, I want to thank you. Some of your firemen are coming to our story time. I do a story time for preschool children on Tuesdays, and they're coming not tomorrow, but the next week.
Right.
So they come every year and talk to our kids about that. So that's great. Well, Adam, tell me about yourself before we get started about fire prevention.
Well, I've been the chief now for 2 years, full-time chief. It'd be January. Then I was interim chief a year before that. I've been with the fire department for 26 total years.
Goodness.
So I love it. I've never got up in the morning dread to come to work. Always excited to come to work. I married my wife, Daphne. We have a 17-year-old senior at Fayetteville fixing to graduate.
Goodness.
And I have 2 grown kids and 3 grandchildren, so stay busy. So.
That is wonderful. Yes, you do stay busy. I know you do. And 26 years? 26 years. Well, you feel right at home, don't you?
Yes, I do.
That's great. Well, this month, October, is Fire Prevention Month.
Right.
And I just copied off the internet, Fire Prevention Month raises awareness about fire safety and home safety to help ensure your home and family are prepared in the case of an emergency. So this is a perfect time to talk about fire safety with your family.
That's right.
That's great. That's great. Yep. I also read another fun fact. We were talking about this before. The National Fire Protection Association named the second week of October Fire Prevention Week in commemoration of the Great Chicago Fire of 1871.
Yep.
Which was the same week.
That's right. Had to start somewhere, so that was a good time to get it started. So
that's a good enough time.
That's
anyway.
Right.
Well, I know when I say tell me about fire prevention, that's a wide open topic.
Right.
Do you have any stats to share? Any statistics or anything?
Well, we actually do fire prevention year round. We have people walk in the department. We get calls to come visit people and talk about fire prevention. But we set the second week in October aside for the schools, the daycares.
Right.
So between all the daycares we have around town and going to Indian Valley School, we'll cover about 1,200 kids here in the next 2 weeks.
That is great.
And so we do those kids starting from early age, around 4 years old at the daycares, and they get about 3 years of it once they get to Indian Valley through through kindergarten and first grade. So they get about 3 or 4 years of fire prevention, and then after that you can ask a senior now about fire prevention, and they can go back. They remember what they learned back in elementary. So
they do. That's great.
It makes a difference.
And you hope they carry that information home and talk to their parents about it.
That's right. They get a packet when we do the fire prevention. There's a lot of useful information in here. They got a little colored book. They got a pamphlet to take home to their parents. Talks about smoke detectors. They got crayons. So there's a bunch of useful information that they're sent home with. So, like I said, it's not just for them; it's for the parents also.
That's true. So parents, be on the lookout for your young child to bring those home. Well, let's see. What can we do? You talked about smoke detectors.
That's right. Smoke detectors. You're 4 times more likely to die in a house fire if you don't have a working smoke detector. 75% of the people who have smoke detectors survive a house fire, and those who do not survive with smoke detectors are usually impaired, elderly, or handicapped. So they do make a difference. And since the introduction of smoke detectors in 1970, the death rate of house fires, of fatalities in house fires, has been cut over half.
Oh, that is great.
So it makes a big difference.
That's great. And it's not just one smoke detector for your home, is it?
That's right. Yeah. You know, one's better than none, but every bedroom, every hallway going to the bedroom, and every room except for the kitchen is required to have a smoke detector, working smoke detector. So now the code is where if you got one, you have to have one in every bedroom, every hallway, and if one smoke detector goes off, they all go off. So if you're upstairs and a fire starts downstairs, those alarms go off as well. So
that's great, because I hadn't thought of that. Because if your house is large or there's doors closed in between, you might not hear it. Although they're pretty loud.
Yeah, they're loud. You know, I've been woken up in the middle of the night by mine going off. Not no fire, thankfully, but just a malfunction of some kind. So
wow, that's great.
They work.
That's good. That's good. And I know you need to. You said working smoke detectors.
That's correct.
So we're supposed to check those.
That's right. People, they start beeping, they get irritated. They'll take the batteries out of them.
Yeah.
So you need the hardwire smoke detectors as well as the battery backup.
Okay.
Just the battery. Once the battery goes dead, people take the batteries out, and they forget to put the batteries back in there because it was irritating. And,
yeah, one of those things. We're going to get to it. I'm going to buy batteries next time I go to the store.
That's right. So yeah, we recommend changing batteries yearly, checking them they're supposed to check them every month, and a lot of times we say twice a year. At spring and at fall when the clock.
The time change. I've heard. Yeah, it's a good way to remember it.
But actually, they recommend changing them, checking them monthly.
Okay, so, check them monthly. Change them once or twice a year.
That's
That'd
correct.
Be great.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that is so easy. I'm sure it doesn't take very long to do that. I'm confessing I probably haven't done that myself, but something so easy that could save your life.
That's right. We've run several fatalities over the years with fires, and none of the fatalities we ran had working smoke detectors. So.
Oh goodness. And where can you buy those? I mean,
you can get them at Home Depot, Walmart, any of your department type stores sells them. So. And they're really affordable. So.
Okay, great. So there's not much reason why everybody shouldn't have one.
That's right. Yeah, everybody should have a smoke detector.
Great.
Working smoke detector.
And check it monthly. That's great. I know I had on here carbon monoxide detectors. Is that something else?
Yeah, if you have gas in your house, if you have a gas HVAC unit or a water heater, gas stove, any type of gas. When it's burning, puts off carbon monoxide.
Okay.
So that's the purpose for having a carbon monoxide detector. So if anything in your house is gas, buy you a carbon monoxide detector and put it up also.
Right, because that's not something you notice. I mean,
that's right.
Does it have a smell?
Yeah, it's odorless. It'll hit you and you'll never know it. So.
Oh, that is so scary, I know. And one for a house, or it probably depends on the layout of your home.
That's right. If you want to keep it close to the source. If you got a gas fireplace, you want one around that area. If you have a gas stove in the kitchen, you want one around that area. Your water heater, wherever it's located, you want one in that area. So.
Right. Well, that sounds great. Fire extinguishers.
Yep, everybody should have a working fire extinguisher as well. Keep a small one under your kitchen cabinet. They're good for small fires, grease fires. It's simple, really putting a grease fire out. A lot of people panic. We run a lot of kitchen fires. It's grease related, and the purpose for that is they're unattended. They put grease on and walk away from the stove.
Oh yeah, I think we've all been guilty of that.
That's right. So something as simple as just turning it off, putting a lid on it will extinguish a grease fire or a fire extinguisher. So just never throw water on a grease fire.
That's right. And if I could just remember that, if that happened, would be great. But a small fire extinguisher, so one in the kitchen, and then other places as they're needed.
That's right. Just as needed where you might want one. Some people put one in every room, and some people don't even have one at all. So it's not a requirement that you got to have one, but it's a good idea to have one.
We have one, and I need to review how to use it for myself. Is what I need to do.
Yeah, we actually teach classes on how to use fire extinguishers.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we'll set up a class and teach y'all how to use them. So.
That would be great. I'm going to have to look for that. Do y'all do that just every so often? I mean, not
well, we'll do it. Anybody that calls up wants us to teach them. We can do it just a matter of minutes. So we can run over to the library and teach you a class in just a few minutes, and you'll be educated on it. They're very simple to use.
Well, I'm going to tell Tracy that when I get back. Right. We're going to pause right now for a commercial break and come back and talk some more with Adam.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room, to surgery, to cancer treatment, to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Chief Adam Gardner from the Sylacauga Fire Department. We're talking about fire safety. We've covered several things. I know we were talking about going to the schools. You have given them all a little bag, and it has like a plan for an escape plan or exit plan, whatever you call it, which is what every family should have in case of a fire. Kind of explain what that is.
Well, what we do is you can actually do a drawing of your house. You need to have a meeting place outside the house in event you do have a fire, especially in the wee early hour mornings when everybody's half asleep.
Right.
If your house catches on fire, everybody has a specific meeting place outside. Then you know everybody's outside, and then when the fire department arrives, if somebody's not there, you know where they should be in the house. You can guide us to the direction we need to go. But hopefully everybody will be outside when we get there. So.
And that is so important. I mean, that seems like a small thing, but if you've got several children or people in your family, kids run out the back door, you run out the front door, you don't know where they are.
That's right. Not only do you need to make one, you need to practice it on a regular basis. So in the middle of the night with no lights out when it's dark, because it's going to be dark in the event you have something like this.
Right, that's true.
So it needs to be practiced when it's dark, and give everybody ample time to meet at that meeting place. Usually about 3 minutes. Once your fire alarms go off, you usually have about 3 minutes to get out of the house, which is usually plenty of time. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, plenty of time. That's great. I know I can remember us planning meet at the mailbox or our neighbor's mailbox across the street, depending on where you live. You don't want to say the tree in the front yard if it's real close to the house. So coming up, it's just putting a little thought to that ahead
But you know, some kids can sleep through anything, so it's going to be the parents' job to make sure the kids are up and out of the house. So.
Right. I've heard too, I guess we're thinking about fires at night. Is it important to sleep with your bedroom door closed?
It is. We highly recommend that. Of course, most people don't do it. I'm guilty of it too myself. So if a fire starts in one room and you have your door closed to your bedroom, then it takes that much longer for that fire smoke to penetrate that room, and you have more time to get out. So.
And of course, I love how y'all teach the kids, touch the doorknob. If it's hot, don't open it.
Don't open it. That's right.
That's great.
Resort to a window.
That's true. I also have to throw in, one of your firemen came, this was years ago, I was teaching somewhere, and they talked about if you're on the second floor, throw your toys and things out the window, and the firemen, as they walk around the house, look and go, well, there's not supposed to be toys down here, and they look up and they see you.
Yeah, you know, that's anything to let us know where you're at. If you're on the second story and you can't go out the story and you can't go out the door, then just, raise your window, beat on the window or something, and somebody will see you and we'll get a ladder up there and rescue you. So. That's
great. Some kids tend to want to hide.
Yep,
as you know, we do when we're afraid, we want to hide. And
that's one thing for fire prevention. We try to teach the kids. We put all our gear on at the schools and stuff, and show them that they don't need to be afraid of us, and we're there to help. And if they do get trapped in a house fire, to holler and keep hollering until somebody finds them.
Right. Well, I have to admit, y'all are probably pretty scary looking with the big coat and the backpack and the hat and the face mask on.
Yeah, a lot of the kids don't want to have nothing to do with us there. So.
But I like the way you do. You show them ahead of time so they'll know. That's great. That's great planning. Now you said it's about to be cold, I hope, one day soon. Yeah. Portable heaters. What kind of problems are those?
Yeah, we usually run a couple of structure fires involving portable heaters every year. People put them too close to linens, curtains, that type of stuff. People go to desperate measures to stay warm, and so they'll set a portable heater or something too close to the bed or too close to a couch or something, and catch the couch or the bed on fire. So we usually run a couple of those every year. So really be safe with space heaters.
And you don't need to run them if you're not there.
That's
I
right.
think. Yeah. And I know we found one in our basement. And my husband said, "I believe this is too old to even think about using the frayed white, so it went right in the trash." But so be sure and check it too. That's a good. But I didn't realize really so many people use them just for a small area.
That's right. And also people plug them up to extension cords, and it specifically tells you not to plug a space heater up to an extension cord.
Oh, really?
So we have issues with that. The extension cords first of all, they're too small, and they'll burn the cord in two and catch something on fire. So.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
So yeah.
Okay, well, I'm.
Yeah, space heaters pull a lot of amps, so it takes a large cord to actually, if you plug it up to an extension cord, for the cord to be big enough to run it.
That may be true of other things also, besides a portable heater. And you said you have several fires from extension cords not used properly?
That's correct. The cords are way too small, or they got way too much stuff plugged up to them.
Wow.
You'll have one extension cord with 3 or 4 more extension cords plugged in, so it's just running way too much stuff. So.
Too much, okay, well. I know we like to put up decorations and lights and things like that, so it pays to read the directions.
Yep, that's right.
Read the directions. Well, like I mentioned, putting up lights and Christmas trees and things. Fires do you have more fires during the holiday season? I know during the cold months maybe.
No, Christmas really never has been no big issue for us, but we have run some in the past. But most people now have fake Christmas trees. A lot of people still have some, still want the real ones. But the main thing is keeping them watered and not putting them up too early. About 4 weeks is probably about all you need to put a real Christmas tree up. So, and like I said, you need to keep it watered daily at that. So, and most people, I can't never really think of a fire we've run involving Christmas lights or anything.
Well, that's good. Maybe we just are really careful.
Yeah, that's right.
That's great. That's great. Matches and lighters with children.
Yeah, this has been an issue in the past. We usually have one of these. I mean, it's not very often, but every now and then you'll get a kid that's playing with a lighter or a match or something and catch something on fire in their room. So that does happen from time to time, and that goes back to the fire prevention. That's the purpose for fire prevention, is to teach them the safety of using a lighter or whatnot. So
kids are just curious. I think they want to try. I'm sure I did as a child too. We have several books at the library about fire prevention. Some I'll read at story time when your firefighters come to talk to us. Fire station is one of them. It talks about what firemen do, things like that, what they wear, their equipment, and No Dragons for Tea. This is one that it's a nice story. Sometimes I like to teach things like this in the form of a story. A dragon comes for tea, he starts a fire because he's a dragon and breathes it. And then he tries to run back in. Oh, he hides first. And the little boy is, no, don't hide. And I know that's what y'all teach too. Same thing, yeah. Then he wants to run back in for a stuffed animal. And they're saying, no, we can replace the stuffed animal bear, but we can't replace you. So lots of ways. And having your parents talk to you about having a fireman come is great. So that'd be awesome. We're going to pause for another commercial break, and we'll be right back to talk some more with Adam Gardner.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Chief Adam Gardner from the Sylacauga Fire Department. We've covered a lot of the fire safety plans. Now tell me about what's going on at the fire department, and you brought a shirt we want to talk about too.
I did bring a shirt. Yes. Of course, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month also, so our guys took it on themselves to all buy a shirt to wear this month, and this is what it looks like. So
fighting to extinguish cancer. No one travels this road alone. That's great.
So not just our department, all departments all across the nation wear these things during this time of the month. So they actually had pink out at the Fayetteville football game Friday night. I actually wore my pink shirt down there.
Well, good for you. Good for you.
But
All of you men wearing pink, that's okay.
That's right. But we like to support stuff like that, and you know, there's some of us, or all of us, have been involved in somebody or knowing some loved one with cancer.
Right.
So
I think everybody does.
Yep,
Yeah.
so
Well, that's
we're
great.
proud to be able to support it.
Well, we are glad y'all are always involved in the community. We appreciate that. We were talking about a little while ago off camera about the training. I didn't realize, you told me y'all have a little bit of training every day.
That's right. Whether we do it in station or out of the station, we're required to do at least 2 hours of training every day. We'll have the burn trailer here again next week, which y'all see that sitting out front of the fire department.
Okay.
So we'll be doing some outside training in that burn trailer. Thankfully, it's cooled off a little bit for them to get out there.
I hope
But
so.
as the weather cools off, you'll see us at the old Food World building over there. We do
Right.
training out there pretty often.
Okay.
We just got through doing a aerial operator class and a pumper class. So we stay busy training, doing something every day.
That's great, because I guess you need to keep it fresh, because
That's right.
you know, really, we hope you never have to use any of that training, but
That's
I'm
right.
sure it doesn't work. You said y'all do water rescue training?
Yeah, we do technical training, water rescue training. We have the capability of doing any type of rescue. We have
Wow.
good bit of equipment, ropes, pulleys. We got one guy there that's on the dive team. In the event we ever needed a diver,
Oh my goodness.
we just call the dive team and they'll come down and handle the water situation for us. But yeah, we have we train in all different types of stuff, so we're ready to go for whatever the call might be.
That's great. And I'm sure that things are, I was going to say things are added, things are changing as new ideas or new things, new technology
That's
is
right.
invented in that. So y'all have to stay on top of that. Right?
Yep. So.
About how many firemen do you have, do you think?
We have 21 full-time firefighters right now, and we have about 20 part-time firefighters. So
Okay, great.
we have a pretty big roster right now, and we're still trying to hire some more. So
That's great. Well, when you're working 24 hours a day, I'm sure.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
24 on, 48 off. So we have 3 completely different shifts. So
Okay, yeah. That's a lot of training. You can't just get everybody together at one time.
that's right.
Somebody's got to
So,
work.
Yep, that's right.
That is great. Well, y'all stay on top of that, I know. Well, I found a little phrase when I was looking online, pull to the right for sirens and lights.
Yep, that's an
so
ongoing
important.
issue. Every day we have a call, getting people to pull out of the way. And we was talking during the break, a lot of it's due to the new vehicles. They're real quiet. They got the radio
Yes.
on. They can't hear a siren.
Yeah.
It's right up on them, or they look in the rearview mirror. So yeah, just keep checking your mirrors if you hear a siren, and just pull out of the way. So.
Right. And I've heard even if it's coming towards you, pull over and stop so the fireman knows I see you.
That's
and
right.
I'm not
You
going to
know,
turn.
usually in our downtown when we run emergency, we're really not going over speed limit, even though the sirens and the lights makes it look that way. But
Wow.
we get there just as quick going the speed limit as we would do. You know, try not to hurt somebody getting there
yes,
fast. So.
Yeah. So do be aware of that. I know so many people have earphones on
That's right.
or earbuds in and not listening. And I'm guilty of some of all that myself. It's just being aware, keeping your eyes on the rearview mirror too.
Right.
That's great, because that's so important. You don't want to be late to a fire. I mean,
Yeah,
you can't
right.
be late. Oh, goodness. Concerns with the dry weather. You said things have been okay.
Yeah, we've had some grass fires. Of course, you know, we mainly run in the downtown area.
Right.
We don't have to really go out in the forest a whole lot.
Okay,
The volunteer departments kind of take care of that along with the forestry
Right.
service. But we do go if they call us to go out there and help them in our system. But most of our fires has just been little grass fires, so nothing
Good.
big, thank goodness.
And I hope most folks have been good about not burning, because we've been in a no burn.
Yeah, we've been in a no burn. Actually, the burn ban is supposed to lift at the end of this month. Whether it does or not, it all depends on how much rain we get. It can be extended, so.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, just if you build a campfire or something, just make sure it's clean real well around it.
Okay.
And of course, I wouldn't recommend it right now, period, as dry as it is.
Right.
So.
Goodness. Well, I'm praying for rain this
right.
afternoon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, I know you also teach children to call 911. That's the best phone number for a fire or anything. Is
That's
that
correct.
correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Once they call 911, if they call it from a home phone, which, you know, a lot of people don't have home phones anymore, but
Right.
they can ping your cell phone as well and tell you exactly where that call's coming from.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, we teach them to call 911, the reason for 911, and only use it for emergencies.
Okay, great. Because I know when I called, I had to look up to find the fire department phone number, and you guys were very nice about getting back with me. Let's see what all's going on at the fire department. You said I know you've had training. You've got the pink out. Any other big training coming up?
We have, like I said, we got the burn trailer coming next week. That's kind of a biggie there for us because not only we use it to train, we will bring the volunteer firefighters in on that Saturday, and we'll help train them as well. So.
Oh, that's great. Is that just for our firemen or other?
It's for other departments also. So.
That's great. Now is it the burn trailer, fire trailer?
Yes, from the Alabama State Fire College. We just rode up on the side of the trailer, and they take it to different fire departments all over the place. So.
Do you set it? Does it set on fire? Or?
Yep. Yeah, we actually have live burns on the inside of it. It runs off natural gas, so they can we smoke it up. It's got fake smoke, so we can do the real deal there. It gets hot in there, so.
Wow. And you said smoke. That makes me think, I know a lot of people, or I've heard, I don't know, people die from smoke inhalation, more so than fire in a home. And we didn't even touch on that.
That's right. Yeah, usually the smoke will kill you before the fire gets to you because of the carbon monoxide and the dangerous gases that's in the smoke. Houses burn a lot faster now than they did 50 years ago because all the synthetics now used for the furniture and stuff. So they put off some really toxic gases, and so we have to deal with that. That's one reason we wear the self-contained breathing apparatus, is to keep us from breathing that dangerous smoke as well.
Goodness. So I know y'all have to have a lot of training and know exactly what to do. That's great. Well, parents, be looking for your students in kindergarten, 4, 5,
kindergarten through first grade.
First grade, okay, to receive to have a fireman come talk to their school or their daycare, and like I said, you're coming to talk to us, and the kids always enjoy that so much. To see the big equipment you wear, I mean all the different clothing and the equipment and everything, your guys are always so good to talk about that with our kids. Let's see, anything else? The dry weather we hope is about to go away. Holidays are coming up, and we want to be careful with your extension cords, things like that.
Just try not to plug nothing up to, or a bunch of things up to extension cords. I mean, extension cords are made for a reason, but they're not made to plug 5 or 6 different things up to. So.
Right. If that's the case,
keep it to a minimum.
You don't need that much.
That's right.
Well, listen, I just appreciate you so much coming today.
Thank you for having me.
And I appreciate your guys coming next week, and hope you'll come by the library and check out some books on fire safety. The policemen are going to do it in the schools, but they're hoping you're going to talk about it as a family at home also. That's where you, just reinforce what you guys are talking about. It. Come up with an escape plan and a place to meet, all of those good things. Check your smoke detectors so you'll be kept safe from a fire. All right, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for joining us on Library Connection. I hope to see you at the library.